One. We are live. Hello and welcome to PropTechBuzz, a podcast channel where we talk to PropTech founders and CEOs from all over the world and learn from them insights on building PropTech companies. Today, I'm very excited to have with me Ritul Kakar. Ritul is the co-founder of HedgeHomes, and we'll be asking Ritul more about HedgeHomes in the conversation. However, whatever little that I grabbed from their LinkedIn page, it states that Hedge Homes is an initiative to bring consulting culture in real estate services by providing high quality customer centric real estate solutions based on thorough market research. So, with that, let's welcome Ritul. Ritul, welcome to PropTech Buzz. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Ravi. Thanks for welcoming me. I'm doing good, actually, and looking forward for this conversation that we are going to have.
Excellent, Ritul. I am also keen to have this conversation because I think what you are attempting is very, very exciting. Very keen to know more about hedge homes. But before we start about talking about hedge homes, why didn't you tell us a bit about your career trajectory, and then how did your career navigate towards building hedge homes?
Okay, so see, I come from a very humble background. My family is based out in India, in Delhi only. I've done my schooling in NCR only, and then I went to IIT Roorkee, from where I did mechanical engineering. Post that, I was doing a job in Reliance Industries, where I definitely learned a lot how a company has to be managed. And after that, my all the time I always wanted to do something of my own.
Mhm.
So even when I entered into engineering, I had that clarity in mind that I want to do a business of my own.
Nice.
So I basically was looking out for opportunities where I can start something.
Mm.
So in 2015, I started a company called Urja Smart, which is into rooftop solar.
Ah,
So
nice.
did yeah. So I was doing quite well there for almost 2.5 years. I was running that company.
Tell us
Then
uh,
I
tell a bit about that as well. So we would really, because this is
okay.
also not just prop tech but also entrepreneurship journey. So briefly tell us how did you come across that opportunity and why did you get into solar rooftop
Okay.
setup?
So basically, Ravi, you must be aware, like Indian market, the government changed in 2014, and the government wanted to spend a lot in solar. They
I see.
introduced a lot of things like subsidies in the market, wherein even the end consumer, who is like a normal household owner, he was given the awareness that he should go for solar so that he can save on his electricity bill, as well as save the planet.
Okay.
And that time the education gap was there.
Mm,
The customer knew that he wanted that thing, but there
mm,
was no channel to tell him how to get it. So we became that. We were focusing on the NCR market, and there were lots of lacks and lacunas in that market. We tried to solve those.
mhm.
But eventually, I entered into providing the rooftop services to institutions.
I see.
Institutions, as in because of the scale that they have, because of the profitability the company can make. So that
Got
was
it.
good. So I was providing to institutions as well as to some developers.
Did you raise some funds for that? Because you mentioned that you are from humble background. So how did you manage your cash or
So,
capital?
basically, I ran that company as a proper business, not
Mm,
as a startup which requires to raise fund. What I did was I tried to get on board some vendors first of all,
mm,
understand how the things how the things have to be done in the solar industry. Then I reached out my customers,
mm.
and I took advance from my first customer.
Ah,
And
nice.
that is how I started that thing. So it was a proper business. If you'll say, the investment that I made was very minimal in terms of rupees, it was just 1 lakh rupees.
Wow.
And that is how I started that.
Very
And
interesting. Very interesting where
then
you
the
say that
cycles.
I ran a. Very interesting to know that you say I ran a proper business and not a fundraised startup. So I really like the word that you say, proper business. So go ahead. Yeah, bootstrapped is
Yeah.
something that I have immense respect for. Yeah.
Bootstrap is some.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is what I did. And post that, when I was interacting with a lot of developers to give them rooftop solutions, in Indian market, there's a problem of having trustworthy developers.
Mhm.
So even for the consumer, it is there. Like they're not sure whether one developer will be able to give them the property on time or not. Similarly, for the vendors which are hired by these developers, they do face a problem of payment issue and all. And I became one of those vendor to those developers.
Got it.
In that journey, I came across Mohit, who is the founder of HedgeHomes.
Mhm.
I came to know that he wants to do something in this line, and then we met again and again. Then this idea of HedgeHomes germinated, and we
Mhm.
started this thing in 2018.
Got it.
Yeah,
So primarily to solve the credibility issue of a developer and the experience of a buyer of homes. Am I right?
correct.
All right. So and then how did you shape your vision exactly? What exactly did you want to solve? Did you want to become a developer, or did you want to become an intermediary between the buyer and a seller? Could you explain a little bit more about the
Okay,
exact use case of hedge homes?
okay. So tell you, we started from a city called Noida,
Hmm.
which is in Delhi NCR, and that city is very famous for having stuck projects. There
Hmm.
have been cases where almost 20,000, 30,000 people have not got their homes since last almost 10 years. They
Wow.
invested back 10 years ago, almost lifetime of their savings, and they're not able to get their homes.
Wow.
So Mohit's friend, who was from another reputed college, he also was one of the victim of that.
Hmm.
So this thing came that, let us say, even a guy who is very well educated, who
Hmm.
is doing good in his career, who has good connections also because of the alumni network and all,
Right.
he is also stuck in this loophole of the real estate market of India. So what is the lack, or what is that gap which was there? We wanted to solve that gap. We did not want to become a developer. We still don't want to become a developer. Rather, we want to educate our customers what are the things that they need to check beforehand whenever they're buying a real estate property. Secondly, the service thing, if you'll see in the market, as in once somebody has taken a decision and he has bought something, then the post sale service that he gets, that is minuscule.
Hmm.
As in he has to chase the developer, he has to chase the bank, and suppose he has bought through a consultant or a broker, he has to chase that broker on his own.
Hmm.
So we wanted to make a brand wherein people can trust. Yes, suppose this they're buying a HedgeHomes approved property,
Hmm.
that assures that this will be delivered on time. They have to just stay at their home, and every paperwork will be sorted by their team,
Yeah.
and that is what we are doing. Eh, in the long, if you want, I can give you a brief description of how we give that end to end. Why do we call it as an end to end consulting company,
Got it.
first of
Yeah.
all?
Yeah, we will come to end-to-end consulting. I was just curious to know a little bit about this market and this challenge or problem in India. So stuck
Mm-hmm.
projects, are they fraudulent projects, or are they projects that for some reason are delayed? Because usually, if there is a bank approved project, then the banks also do the requisite due diligence. Is it, or are the banks also trapped in the same format because they are also not able to do the due diligence? Can you just explain this problem a little bit?
Yeah. I'll explain that to you. So there are two kind of things. One is definitely, suppose the intention of the developer is not good from the very beginning, which is very rare, because
Mm.
somebody, let us say, has come into business, he's built an empire. He will definitely want to keep on building his brand.
Right.
But there have been cases wherein the intentions were fraudulent from the very beginning.
Mm.
And the other case is definitely the project spirals upon and it becomes non-viable to be completed.
Mm.
So what, and for an end customer, what he has to do is he has to know certain basic things.
Mm.
And not all the projects that are, let us say, approved by a bank or checked by a bank
Mm.
are safe to invest. Reason being, the banks usually, they give two kinds of loan. One is a project loan, which they give to the developer. The
Mm.
other is, let us say, the home loan,
Mm.
or the loan for the property, to which is given to the end user.
Right.
Suppose there is a default in project loan, then definitely the bank will uh, bank will question its employees, or all the executives will come into question. But suppose the home loan gets defaulted, or the project is not made, but somebody has taken the home loan. At that time, the bank can recover or has to recover the money from the customer only.
Hmm.
So if somebody is saying the project is approved by a bank, that does not mean the bank has, let us say, their skin in the game, because at the end they're giving the loan to the end customer.
Right.
So that is why that due diligence is bit missing, and usually project loans the developers take from NBFCs
Hmm.
or not so established banks. So
Got
therein they can play that uh, thing.
it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Cool. So now let's understand your end-to-end consulting service.
Okay. So suppose you, Ravi, are a customer and
Hmm.
you want to invest. Let us say you want to start your journey of investing in real estate.
In
First of
in
all,
India. In India, right?
in
So this
India,
is
in India.
your primary business is for non-Indians living abroad who want to invest in India, and you are the ones who are helping them, right?
So no, the primary business has been for Indians living in India to invest there only.
Got
Now
it.
we have just started this office which will cater NRIs, because we have got a lot of queries of NRIs. We have served a lot of NRI customers, and this is something which we felt was the need of the hour,
Got it.
specifically for the European market. Yeah.
Excellent.
So come, suppose you want to invest in India, in any particular city. At that time, first of all, the major thing which is lacking for an Indian customer is the purpose also. Sometimes they're not aware of the purpose why they want to invest. Somebody who wants to take, let us say, a basic rental, regular rental income out of it, somebody who wants to stay there,
Hmm.
or whether you want to sell it in, let us say, 2 or 3 years down the line and make profit out of it. So first of all, we'll understand what is your requirement and why do you require those things.
Hmm.
Then we give you a curated, let us suppose you want to buy in one particular city, then we give you a curated comparative analysis of projects which match your requirement. So
Hmm.
out of 200 odd projects in a city, you hardly like 10 will be there which will be matching your requirement, and out
Hmm.
of those 10, hardly 4 or 5 will be there which are legally safe, construction quality wise sound,
Hmm.
and which have sustainability factors also. So we give you a proper thorough comparative analysis.
Hmm.
Comparative analysis not in terms of just, let us say, qualitative, it is quantitative also.
Hmm.
What is the grade of concrete, what is the seismic zone factor according to which the building has been approved. So we check on all those parameters, then
Right.
give you. For example, there's a sustainability parameter which comes into our thing. So people have this question that even the government will be checking those things, right?
Hmm.
Basic things. But there are certain things which will play a role in future, but needs to be checked today.
Hmm.
Suppose you are buying a property in Delhi wherein there's a problem of hard water.
Hmm.
So hard water softener plant is something which is a must for an end user,
Right.
but that thing is not currently a law from the government. I mean, the developer does not need to put that, but 4 years down the line, that law will definitely come. So
Right.
you, as an investor, will not get a proper return on your property 4 years or 5 years down the line. So we check on all those points, then give you a thorough analysis of this thing. So this is the pre-check. So once
Hmm.
you're buying the thing, we help you in negotiating, getting the best rate, because we as a consultant are doing, let us say, 20, 30 odd bookings in a month for a developer rather than you being a single buyer. So we call that as a bulk booking, you know, opportunity that our customers get, and because of which they're able to get negotiate the rates on a higher scale.
Got it.
Now, after buying, there's some post sale things that we do. Like we, at the time of your possession of your unit, we do the property inspection of that particular flat or that particular unit. So a
Hmm.
complete, my team goes there, they do a complete analysis of that and get it rectified if there is any problem or not. And in the meantime, in the whole process, all paperwork, all banking, all interior works. So we have separate teams for that to help our customers,
Got it.
navigate through those problems.
Hmm. And your due diligence, do you work closely with the developers? Like, do they provide you all information? How do we ensure that the developers are providing the right information? Like, what is the assurity of the relevance and correctness of information that the developer provides you?
That's a very good question. So we go with two methods in that. Suppose it is an under construction thing.
Mm,
Usually we ask our developers to give us their purchase orders. They can hide the cost, but they have to show us the purchase orders, like which concrete they are buying, which company tiles they are purchasing, and all those things.
mm,
If they're not comfortable with that, even we send our team people who do a basic survey of the projects, like at the site during the when the project is under construction. Their team is very okay to show what kind of material is coming, who is, like, there are two things, like who is the construction contractor.
mm,
That also matters a lot because the past projects delivered by that contractor can show you a clear picture of what kind of quality that contractor gives.
mm,
Secondly, the approvals which the project has. Suppose seismic zone approval should be from reputed institutes only.
mm.
So who has given? We check on all those approvals also.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And so, what is the incentive for the developer to provide you all relevant information?
So at the end, it's a win-win situation for both. So our customers are definitely getting the benefit of knowing which developer is good.
Right.
Suppose you are a developer and you are being transparent, so we become your marketing source. So
Mm,
when once you are okay on all those things, you will be comfortable sharing that thing, so that now we can market. So ABC developer is superior to other developers because they are using these processes in their construction, because they have got this type of construction technology. So for the developer, we become their marketing agent also.
do you have some kind of scorecards or rankings in terms of projects like?
Yeah, yeah. We have a rating. So we have a score kind of thing for every parameter. We give that rating. So construction quality, sustainability, connectivity of that location, even
Right.
Google review what the developer has, is that also plays a role. So all the things, and then financial feasibility of the project
Ah, okay.
is
Mhm.
also, yeah. So
Yeah,
we have a separate team for that also.
nice, nice. So if so, are you getting success in getting financials and balance sheets from these companies? Are they okay to give you this information?
Not exactly. Not, we don't take the balance sheet per se, but at least the banks which have given them the project loan,
Hmm.
what kind of history that bank has in terms of recovering the loan from the developer,
I see.
we know that,
Right.
because the banks are okay to share that.
Got it.
And yeah, that is the major source, that in terms of financials of a developer.
Very. So you trying to be like the ISI mark giver that usually we have for electrical appliances, right?
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So we started from Noida, which was the most notorious market, as I told you. So in Noida, we have achieved that thing. So
Ah,
currently, we sort of give, let us say this project is an HedgeHomes approved project, so we can share you all the basic things of that. Somewhat similar to what ISI certification is. So we are giving that kind of certifications to the
excellent,
project.
excellent. And my, I was just curious, how many years have you been now in the industry?
It has been 4 years now.
It
So
has
we
been 4
start,
years.
yeah, more than 4 years. We started in 2018 December.
Got it. And I mean, it's a great problem that you're trying to solve. Okay, it's a great.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, I can understand how valuable this is. But what's your marketing strategy? Like, I am an Indian. Okay, I do not know about
Mhm.
hedge homes. I would love to know about a player like you. But what are your ways to educate the market about your service? Like, what do you do?
So till now we were focusing in the NCR market, right?
Hmm.
And that was, you can say, the MVP that we have tested. It is again a profitable company,
Right.
and now we are on that growth phase, that we have just started that phase,
Got it.
wherein we have done tie-ups with developers of uh, at metropolitan cities pan India
Right.
now, and we have started opening our offices in other cities as well as the office in London that we have started. So now we'll start on those marketing activities. So growth phase has just started.
Got it.
So all sorts of marketing tactics is something that we'll be using.
let's talk about your business model. Why how do you make money? Do you make money from the customers and also from the developers or from the banks? Who are your primary customers or revenue originators?
So see, real estate has money sources all through from the very beginning. Once you are doing the sale,
Right.
then we charge the developer. We take certain targets from the developers who are, let us say, HedgeHomes approved developers. So we charge the developer marketing fee once we
Mm,
achieve those targets and all. Then once the customer has taken our services,
mm.
he gets to take additional add-on services from us. Services like the interior, services like getting his bank loan and all. So even the banks also give us, you can say, their commission fee for providing them the customers for home loans and all those things.
Okay.
So that is one revenue source. The other is the interior, which the customers get from our side only done. And the third is definitely once he is uh, buying through us, so we get, you can say, a marketing fee from the developer. So these are the three primary sources of
Which
our
is
revenue currently.
which is the biggest contributor out of all these three?
So the interior as well as the marketing fee is something which are sort of equal.
Got it. So interiors is something that because you own the channel, you can offer this
Hmm.
because you have to onboard the customers. Excellent.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there are property managers who I have seen who do the interiors and stuff like that. But I guess since you own that channel, it's good for you
Mhm.
to also offer those services.
So we currently, Ravi, are focusing on the primary market as in the new projects. So
Hmm.
everybody who is buying a new home goes for the interior thing also.
Exactly. Every
Yeah.
newly occupied home or a new
Hmm.
position will need to have some kind of an interiors. You're right.
Correct.
Uh,
And there is second thing also, Ravi, like if you'll see the market, it has a lot of, you can say, gaps or differences in terms of brokerages. We don't work on the brokerage model. As I was
mm,
telling you, we work on the marketing incentive model. So once we take those targets, let us say I've taken a
mm,
target of 30 bookings in 3 months. So once I
right.
achieve that target, I get an incentive out of that. I
Right.
tell my developer I don't want any brokerage in the booking that I'm doing.
Mm.
So that is the discount that is directly passed on to the customer. Now I will give you the numbers, but I'll be negotiating on behalf of my customer. So
Okay.
that gives a win-win to both. The
So
developer gets,
this is
yeah.
very interesting. So otherwise, there is a real estate agent or a broker in between. So
Mhm.
with you coming into play, there is no broker because you are facilitating the transaction because you
Yeah.
you you are the default broker here, but you are not taking any brokerage fee, is it?
Yeah, we don't take a brokerage fee, but we take a success fee, which is basically once we have taken some targets, once we have those targets with the developer, so that success fee is there. But
But how is
to
it different
ensure
from
that
brokerage? No, because brokerage is also success fee for the brokers.
brokerage is something, at least the NCR market has a different way of giving brokerage. The developer gives you one particular, let us say, a landing, and above that you need to sell.
Hmm.
Anything that any price above which that you've sold, that is something which goes into your pocket.
Got it.
But that is a negative thing for my customer, because at the end I will become biased for the projects wherein I can earn more, right? It
Hmm.
can happen because I want to make it a process. So
Hmm.
I tell my developer that I don't want to focus on individual brokerages that I'm getting from single sale, or let us say single sale.
Mhm.
Rather, I want to focus, first of all, whether your project is at par with basic minimum requirements of being HedgeHomes approved. First
Mhm.
of all, if that is okay, then if our synergies meet, then I can take some marketing targets from you. Uh,
Okay, I,
so
I I get
yeah,
that, but this is again intention, right? I mean, I'm just saying,
yeah,
okay, you are
yeah.
working with right intention. You want to solve this, but if your biggest margin is coming from the developer, okay, uh,
Mhm.
how how hard it is to stay true to your intention and not give them approvals because that approval will give you some good brokerage from them or whatever success margin from them.
Yeah, so basically, this is once we started this company, this was the very first basic question that we three co-founders had uh, discussed in detail, like how to remain, let us say, the legacy of HedgeHomes should remain for the longer term also. And for
Yes.
that, we are currently in that transitioning phase.
Mm.
So earlier, our 80% of revenue used to come from the success fee which we used to get from the developers. Now that has come to almost 40%. 40% isn't 40% interior. We
Mm.
want to minimalize it. We don't want to make it our the bread and butter of the company. We want to remove it,
Mm.
and we are in the process of doing that only. Because let us say if I'm not there tomorrow, somebody else is leading a team,
Exactly.
definitely the targets and everything that will come into picture. So we want to
Exactly.
remove that thing. We want to be very transparent to our customers. This is what the developers offers in the market, and this is the final landing thing on which you can. The pricing has, that pricing thing should not be there, because to monetize a deal in real estate, there are multiple channels.
Got it.
Interior and home loan is one thing which I'm telling you, but there are lots of channels which come into play, which will definitely come into play. So we want to monetize those things rather than from the major transaction thing.
Excellent. And primarily, I've stayed away from India for long. Whenever the house is given for position,
Hmm.
when you say interiors, interiors is about furnishings, bathroom, pipings, and all that, or this comes with the positions. What is interior and what is not interior? Could you help me?
So in terms of residential real estate, interior is the developer gives you basic things like washroom is completed, your plumbing is done,
Right.
but the woodwork,
Hmm.
let us say the wardrobes, the furniture, so all
Cupboard. Yeah.
those things,
Yeah.
yeah. So that
Nice.
is the major part. Even your things like some construction activity, if the buyer wants to do inside his home, let us say getting his fall ceiling done or
Got it.
extending some
Renovation.
parts. So the, yeah, renovation, a bit renovation also.
But not you do not furniture as in sofa and everything that is not
Yeah,
included.
that is also included in
That's
interior. It
also
depends on the client's requirement.
excellent.
But yeah,
So that itself can become. I mean, of course, you are still new, but that itself can become a huge business by itself, isn't it?
yeah, it is actually becoming. So that is what I was telling you. If my major revenue stream becomes that rather
Mhm.
than this, so in the long term also my company's intention of giving the correct advice to its customer will remain same.
Exactly, because your reputation will start from there. If you become the
Yeah,
ISI mark, you cannot afford to lose the credibility of that ISI mark. Okay,
exactly right, right.
and then everything will be bonus. Okay, so people will just come to you. You can own the channel. By the way, are there any other players who are offering similar services?
In terms of doing the legal checks and doing basic construction quality checks, the
Mm.
players are missing. Definitely, there are players who are consultants who are becoming consultants in this field, and they give you genuine advice.
Mm.
But having a process oriented thing in this industry, we
Mm.
have found, like at least in the NCR market, there were none. In
Mm.
Bangalore, in Pune, also we have not found till now any
Got it.
company.
What kind of deliverables do you provide to your customer? Is this some kind of a PDF report, or is it is a digital interface? What kind of how do you pass this information to your
So,
customer?
so it is a PDF report currently which we are giving,
Mm.
but we are in the process of giving that thing on our website itself,
Mm.
giving the report on our website itself.
Got it. Excellent. Great. Should I be asking any other question that I have missed? I think we covered it all, isn't it?
Yeah,
Cool. Excellent. Thank you, Ritul. I think what you're doing again is very, very fascinating. All the best for your future, and we'll keep a close eye in the coming years on how you grow and how you scale. All right. Thank you so much.
right, right, Ravi. Thanks.
Thanks, Ritul. See you around. Bye bye.
Okay.